Elijah Craig Bourbon, award-winning Elijah Craig Bourbon at Briarwood Wine and Spirits, 4949 Old Canton Road, just down from Spring Street Cigars in Jackson and the Rogue Men's Store. Spring Street is in the Rogue Men's, it's in the building where the Rogue Men's Store is located, and it's beautiful. 3 floors, full bar, rooftop bar, all kinds of smoking lounges. And we're going to give away a box of Ole Miss. So if you're watching the show and you want to take a look at these boxes of cigars, you want to watch the show, you want to go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. I've got the M over S pinstripe box on the set for Mississippi State from Bocock Brothers Cigars. And I've got the powder blue. It won't stand up the way I want, so I'm holding it up. It's just boxes designed just a little bit different. But it's a powder blue with the Ole Miss
Boxes
logo.
have sex appeal.
You just said sex appeal on the radio. You're getting crazy. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. Good morning, good morning. A couple different ways that you can get in touch with us. The Golden Moon Casino text line is 601-885-3776. 601-885-3776. Twitter X at Bowbounds, brought to you by Cover Source Solutions, HVAC and Plumbing. CoverSourceSolutions.com. Locally owned, Mississippi grown. CoverSourceSolutions.com, HVAC and Plumbing. And then your Key City Me Vita caller line is 601-707-3750. If you want to go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, and we've got the boxes of cigars we're going to give away. So I'm going to tell you how to enter. You're going to enter on the text line to win a box of, I guess, $300 and change cigars with the Ole Miss and Mississippi State branding. You can give them to whoever you want.
Are you going box? We're going the whole box?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. The whole box.
That's dope.
So, I mean, they're not open.
Okay. I was wondering. I saw they weren't. Okay. That's a big deal.
Well, they need to get in they are in a cool place, but they need to get in a really cool place or a humidor from whoever wins them.
Yeah. I hope the winner's worthy. The winner needs to be worthy of these.
Are they Lane Kiffin worthy?
That's a tough one. I don't know that many things are right now. Maybe the Florida job.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're going after him. It's 100% pursuit of Lane. They will not be the only ones.
So if
Ole Miss is going to have to fend off Florida, I think eventually LSU and the Giants and the Dolphins. Keep an eye on the Giants, Jackson Dart, Lane Kiffin reuniting. Keep an eye on Miami. He wanted the Miami job when Cristobal took it. They went with a former player in Cristobal. They should have hired Lane. He won a national championship because the ACC is weak. And Dolphins, Boca Raton, y'all know the whole thing. He's got the NFL pedigree, his dad, blah, blah, blah. Or he may stay at Ole Miss. But watch out. It won't just be Florida. It's going to be Florida. He's the number one target. LSU, he'll be the number one target.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about the Giants and the Dolphins, but I think the Giants, after giving up 33 points in the fourth quarter to the Denver Broncos, I think that sealed Brian Daboll's fate. I think Brian Daboll can flat out coach. I
agree.
It's like being at Florida. You just got to have somebody like super special.
Right.
Lane can go down and turn Florida around in 5 seconds. They're a monster, top 10 public university, unlimited wealth, and a $200 million athletic department. And then you got the Dolphins. They haven't won in forever. Even Jimmy Johnson couldn't quite right the ship. Post Dan Marino, they have been an absolute mess. I mean, Bill Parcells has gone down there.
Yeah.
You know,
so odd.
Yeah, there's been a couple of times you thought they were about to turn it, but they've made a million, not as many as the Browns, but they've made a million bad decisions at quarterback.
A lot.
Post Marino, and they haven't been able to clean it up. Tua is a solid player, but nah. And Mike McDaniel, we thought he was ready being under Kyle Shanahan at the San Francisco 49ers, and we're kind of looking at,
he was so hot.
You know, the job was too big for him.
Yeah.
We talk about that in college. The job was too big for him. So you're going to have to fight off the Florida Gators, possibly LSU. Keep an eye on A&M at LSU this weekend, and then LSU has to play Bama.
Ugh.
They're not going to put up with it much longer. Auburn, he's not going to Auburn. He's not going to Kentucky, obviously. He's not going to Penn State.
Dude.
I can't imagine Lane wanting to go to Penn State.
No way.
I can't believe that there's these strong rumors that they're locked into Joe Brady, but we'll see.
Wow.
But the Giants be interesting. He tried to get into the Raiders deal in January. They decided to go with Pete Carroll, his protege.
They don't have to.
I'm sorry, his mentor.
Right.
One of them. He and Saban and his dad, Monty Kiffin. And Lane's been able to be around kind of the
creme de la creme.
Yeah, the Ritz-Carlton of between his dad, Monty Kiffin, longtime defensive coordinator.
The big.
Coaching for Pete Carroll at Southern Cal at a very young age. I think he was 28 when he joined the staff.
Golly.
And then, of course, rehab with Saban. And he also got to coach alongside Kirby.
Yeah.
And, several others.
Numerous.
Yeah.
Do the NFL teams have to adhere to any of the college football rules? Like, can they talk to anybody during the college football playoffs?
Of course they can.
Yeah, it's NFL, right? Like, they can do what they want.
Colleges can do what they want.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, out of all those options, is there an option you would prefer?
Oh, I don't.
If you were Lane, sorry.
Well, I don't know. Look, Lane has told people it drives him. He's friends with them, but it drives him crazy that Kirby and Sark are at the powers they are.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, the Blue Bloods, the big brands.
Man.
While Ole Miss has leveled up many, many tiers since he's gotten there and committed like nobody's business to winning in football, he wants to see if he can win it all there.
Yeah, absolutely does.
So you're going to have to fight Florida. Florida's top three guys are all in, and they have other guys. And they have 100 millionaires and billionaires left and right. And then I think you still have to watch out to see what LSU does. And then the Giants and the Dolphins will open up, but so will other teams.
Oh, yeah.
Can he make that jump? I don't know. If anybody could, Lane wouldn't miss a beat running an NFL team this week.
No.
The way he runs Ole Miss like he's an NFL. He doesn't have super personal relationships with the players other than the quarterback and maybe a few others. He demands that his coaches run their rooms and run them at a high level. And, he actually, Lane's got an NFL approach and mentality that was perfect timing for how college athletics was disrupted through the portal and NIL.
Yeah, perfect. He's been there for
and he's a hell of a talent evaluator. He went and got Trinidad Chambliss from the portal. Arguably the biggest pickup in the portal, or one of the top 3 or 4 in the portal in college
football.
football.
King? He is the portal king.
Damn, I forgot to give out how you enter to win the cigars. I got the question. I'm teeing you up coming up next to enter to win a $300 box of cigars. All right, I've got a good question. So let's go to the text line, and this is how you enter to win a $300 box of Mississippi State or Ole Miss cigars. First of all, you need to tell me which one you would like to have. All right, but y'all know the two questions every day on the Out of Bounds roll call. One is, are you listening on 105.9 The Zone, ESPN, or are you streaming the show? Where are you listening from? And then who in the SEC deserves a victory cigar the most this season? Who in the SEC deserves a victory cigar the most this season? Vanderbilt? Diego Pavia?
That's where my mind went right off the bat, right?
Yeah, so I'd like to hear from you. What box of cigars are you trying to enter to win? Some of you made both. But I've got Mississippi State box of cigars, Ole Miss box of cigars, brought to you by the Bocock Brothers, BocockBros.com, promo code Bounds10. But we're giving away, they're $300 a piece. They're really nice. The Mississippi State branding on one, the Ole Miss branding on the other. They're Honduran cigars. They're really, really good. They're premium cigars. So we're asking really 4 questions, but are you listening on 105.9 The Zone or streaming? Where are you listening from? Who in the SEC deserves a victory cigar the most this season? Hugh Freeze. And do you want the MSU or Ole Miss if you win? That's how you enter and you could win. The text line is 601-885-3776. 601-885-3776. So you can see the Mississippi State box that is actually on the set, and now I'm holding up the Ole Miss box of cigars. They're really, really well done with the branding, M over S and Ole Miss.
They're dope.
Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, and you can see the boxes of cigars that we're giving away to 2 listeners. One will win a Mississippi State box. One will win an Ole Miss box. And again, the number is 601-885-3776. Lane Kiffin is the number 1 target for the Florida Gators. And we'll see if he stays in Oxford or goes to Gainesville or how many other teams. Now, once he signs something, we'll see. Lane has been able to keep his buyout because he holds the chips. He has the say-so, the power in this negotiation. Lane has been able to keep his buyout unbelievably low. Yeah. And look, he wanted the LSU job when they hired Brian Kelly. He wanted the Miami job when they hired Mario Cristobal. And he wanted the Bama job, and Greg Byrne didn't even look at him. Yeah. And he won't forget that.
No.
And we'll get a Bama. Well, we may get a Bama Ole Miss matchup in the next. I know we will in the next year or two because everybody's rotating. But right. I don't know if that'll be with Lane wearing powder blue or orange and blue or purple and gold, or he'll just be out in an NFL pullover or hoodie. But he's the number 1 target. But then you got Jeff Brom at Louisville, who's been amazing. You've got Drinkwitz at Missouri, who's quirky and weird, but so is Lane. Yeah. He's just kind of quirky and weird in a little bit different way. There's some similarities too. But Drink's been great at Missouri. Brent Key at Georgia Tech's been awesome. James Franklin's unemployed. He wants to coach again. He told us in that epic game day interview, I'm being sarcastic. Yeah. On the set, but I get it. They landed him. Fox didn't. Fox is tied into the Big Ten.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a lot of jockeying there. And, he decided to fly down to Athens and do an interview with Saban and Herbie and Reese and McAfee and Des.
You think that subconsciously tells you where he wants to be coaching?
It could. Hey, I'll get back in the Southeast. I was at Vanderbilt at one point.
Did well at Vanderbilt?
He did extraordinarily well at Vanderbilt. I know they're doing really well now, and it's an unbelievable, amazing story. And it's amazing what happens when you have a dual threat quarterback who's a playmaker and who can get you out of jams and make make it rain and make the what happen.
Who's going to beat them?
Vandy?
Who's going to beat them?
Do they play Missouri?
Yeah, they play Missouri this week.
Okay.
Or is it? Yeah, this weekend.
Missouri at Vanderbilt.
Then they got Texas. Meh. Auburn, bleh. Diego Pavia's whoop freeze forever. Kentucky, are you kidding me? In Tennessee, they've sang Rocky Top in Tennessee before. They'll do it again.
That's still not easy.
It's not easy.
That's not an easy road.
It's not.
This league is.
It is. It's tough.
This
Brutal.
league's nasty.
I'll take that.
So that's not an easy road.
I'll take that trot over. I mean, there's some. There's some folks with some really tough ways on the way out of here.
Oh, Oklahoma's schedule's
It's
brutal.
terrible.
Mississippi State's schedule's terrible. There's some others, but Oklahoma, goodness gracious. So anyway, the Out of Bounds Show is brought to you by Superior Foundation for all your foundation repairs. Foundation, French drains, driveways, Superior.ms. Let's get back into I want the audio from Hugh Freeze gaslighting. We got to drop that. Hugh Freeze is somehow still the coach at Auburn. He claims that he and John Cohen have not talked since the Missouri game that they lost in overtime on Saturday. I find that hard to believe. I don't know whether to ever believe Hugh Freeze or not, but I was totally wrong. I thought that he would get Auburn going, and they are unbelievable on defense, and they have some pieces on offense. But they can't. Hugh and the quarterback and the play calling cannot get on the same page. This is Hugh Freeze gaslighting in his press conference.
You know, the disappointment from Saturday night can't linger. It's got to move on. We know our past four opponents, have a combined record of 25-3 and are really, really good football teams, which when you look at how close we are to winning each of those games, it gives me great hope.
What?
Is he serious?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, man. See that it was just 9 years ago that stuff worked.
It worked
that
so well.
Sappy, syrupy, preachy stuff.
Killed it.
And Ole Miss bathed in it. And we lived it.
Yeah.
And it's like the world shifted and changed, and Hugh didn't realize. So I don't know.
Man.
I don't think that stuff, it still works, but it's not as high priority in living rooms around the Sun Belt anymore.
No.
Where you can go in there with that sappy, syrupy, religious-y, preachy shtick that he has and win. Because so much is portal driven, it's just money.
Yeah, there's money here.
And then now high school recruiting, look, they've knocked down back-to-back number 8 classes, and that's the reason why they got players on the field. But so I need to walk that back, actually. He is still, he has driven them into the top 10 on back-to-back classes.
Yeah, he's still crew.
But now everybody can money whip everybody. He was one of the biggest money whippers when he was at Ole Miss. And now the playing, it's just, and he had so much brash swagger calling plays on the side. And he had about 4 plays a game where they were going to be explosive.
No doubt. Every time.
When he was at Ole Miss. Something has happened, and I can't put my finger on it.
Did he miss the boat? Is he just
what boat?
Well, the I guess
who's driving the boat?
Wade.
Okay. And Kirby?
Yeah, Kirby is, I don't want to say it, but yeah.
You don't like Kirby?
I hadn't decided where I'm at on him yet. I do and I don't. I love his haircut because it's terrible.
Okay.
And he looks like a frat star, which I love.
He's got a frat bowl cut.
Yeah, it's
and he keeps the hair tucked in the visor.
Yeah.
Lane has it all going out.
Yeah.
So it's just whichever kind of approach you want to go hair wise.
I like Kirby.
That hair segment was brought to you by Richardson Barber and Salon in Clinton. Just super talented hairstylists for men and women. Richardson Barber and Salon, beautiful place in Clinton. Mike Detillier next. All right, good morning. Your next video wall for your business, lobby, school, hospital is powered by Sound and Communications. SoundcomAV.com. Your next video wall is powered by Sound and Communications. Call them today. We welcome in our friend Mike Detillier on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Mike D, WWL Radio TV New Orleans. Mike D joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. LSU loses to Vanderbilt. Mike, we know we've talked to you several times about the insane, crazy buyout that is part of Brian Kelly's contract. LSU still has A&M and Bama and maybe even some other landmines. How do you feel about where Brian Kelly is with the big boosters and LSU administration after the loss to Vanderbilt?
Well, he's not in great standing, but, again, it's coming up with the $53 million. Who's going to cut that check, so to speak? So I think, and I've always felt this, Brian will be here in 2026. And I know that's not what a lot of LSU fans want to hear. But unless he decides not to coach, which I doubt seriously, I think Brian Kelly's here for the 2026 season.
All right, so with
changes on the staff.
Okay.
I think that's kind of the norm.
Gotcha.
What happens in these type situations? Okay, we got everything in place. We just need to kind of tweak it a little bit and make some staff changes. But I mean, you can see, Bo, that his offense isn't going anywhere at all. They are not a real physical team up front. They can't run the football when they need to and have to, and it's just it looks awful. Just watching it, it's no rhyme, no rhythm on the offensive side of the football. And then against Vandy, their defense sort of let them down. Not sort of, let them down. They had no answer to Diego Pavia. None. None at all.
Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans. He joins us on the Out of Bounds show, LSU at Vanderbilt, and LSU loses. Mike D hit the nail on the head. The offense is just a disaster under Kelly and Sloan. And when you're LSU, you should have a big-time offensive coordinator and play caller. I mean, that's who you are. You're LSU. And so, Mike, talk about Diego Pavia and just how good he is and how many ways he can hurt you as a football player after watching him on Saturday.
He's college football's version of Baker Mayfield. He really
I like
is.
that.
Okay, some of it is scripted. A lot of it is not.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of improv instinctually. They had a 4th and a yard, and he changes the play at the line of scrimmage. It's supposed to be sort of a read option play, and he changes it and goes to throw the football. They didn't make it, okay, but it goes to show you kind of the riverboat gambler that he is. I mean, he does a lot of things that drives you nuts because you got people covered sometimes, and if your back is turned to him in man coverage, he just takes off running. Can't see him because you covering your guy. He's a real sharp guy as far as that's concerned. I could see a role for him in the NFL, kind of, and I don't want to compare him to Taysom Hill, but because Taysom's a bigger player and a faster player. But there's some elements there that are similar, that you could see him being used in that sort of spot. As a college player, though, he drives you nuts because you think you've gotten him kind of corralled, and then he'll just take off running, and he'll make a first down, keep the chains moving, keep you out there. They used a lot of 12 personnel against LSU, 2 tight ends. Man, he hit LSU hard with the 2 tight end offense. Those tight ends were a big part of his offense running the show there. And, he's their leading rusher and was last Saturday. I mean, okay, he drives you nuts. He drives you nuts.
That's right.
In what he does. And a lot of it is off script. Really is off script.
We're talking LSU, and their offense is a disaster, and then Vanderbilt's on a roll. And what do you think about their team, Mike? I mean, do they have enough to? I mean, you think they can get over the finish line and find their way into the? Do you think Vanderbilt can go to the college football playoff?
That I'm not real sure of, but I think that they're a 9. They look to me like a 9-win football team.
Okay.
That this isn't going to be the last big game they win Saturday. You think about that Alabama game. Pavia had them in the red zone twice, turned the ball over. They had sort of Alabama on the ropes again. He didn't make the big plays like he had a year ago.
Right.
But they're not a conventional team by any stretch from an SEC team, though. All 5 of their starters up front along the offensive line are all transfer portal guys. Different years, but all of them didn't start at Vanderbilt. They came in. What Clark Lee has done there is amazing, really has. And building a team that offensively can make a lot of things happen. They don't have a lot of explosive weapons on the receiving part, but they beat you with a running game, which a lot of it is Pavia. Again, the 12 personnel gave LSU a lot of fits because you got a 6'7" tight end on one side and Eli Stowers on the other. And you sort of had to pick your poison, what you wanted to do. And they were able to do it defensively. The scheme is real good. Man, they're fundamentally sound. They fill the gaps. You can tell they're a good positional coach team to not get what I would use that term. They don't get out of their lanes. They don't get to show them. They stay in their lanes and stop you. And they got a lot of hustle. I think toward the end of that game, Caden Durham breaks off a big run. And their defensive back chases Caden down and stops him at the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, geez, I know how LSU's short yardage offense is. This ain't good. Well, sure enough, on the first down play, they run it right into the line. They get nothing. On second down, got a great play call, but, it's a motion penalty. Set them back 5 yards. And they had to settle for a field goal. But I look back at that game of how they bent on defense. LSU had 2 opportunities late in that game to tie it and could not move the ball. Couldn't do it at all. Vandy threw them a lot of different looks, and what it looked to be at times was man coverage turned out to be a zone concept. And then at first it looked to be a zone concept, and it turned out to be man. They do a really nice job mixing and matching things up. It's Clark Lee at his best and being able to give you a lot of different things. He was Brian Kelly's defensive coordinator at Notre Dame for a while. And, man, he almost like he knew the playbook before they ran the play.
Wow. Vanderbilt. All right, so they host Missouri this weekend. And did we ever think that we would say this, Mike D? Game day is going to Vanderbilt in Nashville. Holy smokes.
And listen, give them full credit.
Absolutely.
And they have handled success very well.
Yeah.
A lot of times I see this with teams in covering it, that they get a little measure of success and they don't play as well. I think most people before the season started thought, probably 8 wins for Vandy. They would be in that category. That's a lot of success for Vanderbilt football.
Sure.
If you thinking you win in 8 games. And they have handled all of this very, very well as a unit, which tells me they got great leadership in the locker room, and also the coaching staff has them very focused. And in today's world of college football, that is a really difficult assignment to do.
Yeah. No doubt about it. So Mike D feels like Brian Kelly, because of the 50-something million, will have an opportunity to shake up the staff. And I would think they're going to put pressure on Brian to relinquish the offense and make a change with Sloan and go get someone who's actually really good, because LSU trips over talent every year, and get back into the at least get back in the college football playoff discussion, because they haven't made it. Mike D on the Out of Bounds show joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. What about Florida, Mike? What do you think about the job? And they're going to go big game hunting. How do you see this possibly playing out?
I think the search may turn out to what happened with LSU a few years back. I think, Scott Woodward went big game hunting too. And I think he got turned down a couple times. Guys deciding either not to go to LSU or to go somewhere else. I think Florida will find out the exact same thing. I know a lot of people want to connect Lane Kiffin to Florida. This is just personally for me, and I don't see that occurring, to be honest with you. But not that I've got any insight on that, but I just think they may be down to, maybe the third and fourth choice here. It won't be the top two choices maybe that they were looking at. It's an attractive job, one, because you do have money involved here. Secondly, you are in a talent-rich state where, turn to your left, right, north, south, you got talent. You got big-time talent. But I was talking to Pete Jenkins the other day, and he was like, okay, where's the next hotshot young coach? Okay, like he said, is Lane Kiffin's name mentioned to every job that comes open? And I said, yes. His name is mentioned everywhere, to every job. But it has been the last couple years, to every job. So he's like, okay, take Lane out the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the next hotshot coach out there?
Brom, Drink. So Brom at Louisville, Drinkwitz at Missouri, and Brent Key is trending that way, but he's not in the Lane, Brom, Drink space quite yet. Okay.
Would those guys be on, if you had a list, if you're at Florida, would those be in the top couple of three?
Oh, well, after Lane, Brom and Drink would be. I'm not sure they're going to get, but as you said, if they get turned down, they may get to that second group, which is still healthy and good, and in the Brent Key type guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that that's absolutely correct. It's I think it's a very good job, but the timing of this may also be part of it. And this is what we've talked about in the past, of that if you're going to make a move, how quickly you better make it. Because of that early signing period and that one-time transfer portal deal, man, you got in about a month's time a lot of work to do. And you got to piece together a staff, figure out who you're going to go after. How many guys that you got committed that will stay committed?
Right.
It is, people say, well, it's easy. They're paying you $11 million a year. And they can pay you $50 million a year. It ain't that easy.
No, it's not.
You don't get it. It's not a snap of the finger and everything comes into place. And it when Strickland's going to make that decision, you got to make it, and you got to make it fast. I feel the same way about Auburn. When you're going to make that choice, you better do it and do it quickly and have a plan in place, because then you got to. A lot of coaches, well, we'll catch it on the second transfer. Well, you don't have a second transfer. You don't have it this year. Then what happens to your high school recruiting part of things? And it's the Pandora box is now open. and you trying to desperately do this in a very short period of time. And okay, it sounds morbid, but it's true. Every college, once a coach is fired, they are hell bent to go after your recruits. It's a full sprint
No
to
doubt.
go after them. And now with the money that's involved with this, that brings up the other element of it. And then what happens when you lose a recruit? Who do you go after that? And it's really something to watch. And this is why I think coaches, even though we live in this microwave society, you're going to maybe have to give them a little bit longer time to piece all this together, because that first year is difficult, especially if you get hired first week in December, and then 2.5 weeks later, you got a signing period.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple weeks after that is the transfer portal time frame. It is a real quick turnover, and it makes it really, really difficult.
Well, and Lane Kiffin has an NFL pedigree too, through his dad, Monty Kiffin, as you know, and he spent 1.5 years with the Raiders. Granted, he was 31 and really, really young, and Al Davis had already lost his mind. But Lane loves the NFL game. You also got to look at the Giants giving up 33 points in the fourth quarter to the Broncos this past weekend, and that may be it for Dayball. And I think you got to look at Mike McDaniel with the Dolphins too. I think not only would Lane like to be at a top 3 or 4 program at the college level, but I don't think you can count out the NFL. But also the Tide of Dart in New York. Heard some people talking about it yesterday. That could be a play too, Mike D. I think he's one of the few that here's where I'm going. Most college coaches can't translate to the NFL. I think Lane and his approach and the way he was groomed and brought up, he could make that transition.
My thing about college coaches is that I think it's easier to translate now than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
Because the college game and the pro game are so close.
Absolutely.
You look at some of how the offenses and defenses are run. You got a lot of college concepts in it. Before, I'm not doing that. That's a college offense or a college defense. But today, that's not the case. And here's the other thing. If you're a college coach and you have success, and then you go to the NFL and you don't make it, guess what? You can always go back to college football, can't you? That avenue is always there for you. It's the same sort of thing. People, why would Tony V leave University of Tennessee to go to Major League Baseball? Well, I can tell you why. He'll get a ton of money going to the Giants, and if it don't work out, I can always go back to college baseball.
Absolutely.
So don't make it as though you're climbing Mount Everest here. It's not quite the same. Now, to hire a guy who's never coached in the pros is different, but Lane has been there. And, again, it really wasn't a good situation with him, with the Raiders and Al, because Al wanted to control everything. He always has, and he was to the day he passed away. He wanted to have full control. But he understands the NFL very well. I'll tell you another guy that I think eventually an NFL team will come calling, and that's Dan Lanning at Oregon. He's a tremendous college coach at Oregon. Who wouldn't want to coach there? You look at the facilities, it's as good as anywhere in the country. You got a dude that if I say, man, you know what, I need like $40 million. Yeah, when you want it? For tomorrow? Phil Knight can cut you that check, and it's over with. But eventually the itch becomes, you know what, I've done what I can do.
That's right.
Let me give the pro game a shot. So if it doesn't work out for a guy like Lanning, he can always go back to college football. If Urban Meyer said today, I want to coach again in college football,
Boom.
How many people would be in line for Urban?
Oh.
And look at the disaster he had in Jacksonville.
They'd line up. Penn State, let's just say hypothetically LSU made a change and he said, I want to get back in, whatever. Yes, you're exactly right, Mike D. A Lane Kiffin or a Dan Lanning could go to the NFL, and if it didn't work out, they'd be hired in 1.5 seconds. I mean, that's just because of what they've already accomplished. It's a great point. Well, all right, we'll leave it there. We've got some awesome matchups this weekend. Again, Vanderbilt is hosting game day. I just think that's so cool. And the Diego Pavia story just gets better and better, and I love the way he plays football. Mike D, we may have some time for the Saints or NFL next week, but we appreciate you, and I hope you have a great week, my man.
Thanks a lot. At least you didn't ask me no Saints stuff, because that'd be even worse.
Mike D on the Out of Bounds Show, at Mike Detillier on Twitter, WWL Radio, TV New Orleans, LSU Saints, college football, NFL. And he joined us on the show, brought to you by Sound and Communications. If you need a video wall for your school, your university, your hospital, your CPA firm, your law firm, business, video walls powered by Soundcom AV, audio visual, soundcomav.com, Sound and Communications. And they've done work at Texas A&M and Mississippi State, Southern Miss, and Power 4 and G5 and high schools and JUCO, arenas, stadiums, all kinds of sound and communications. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We've got a couple of giveaways we'll tell you about. We're giving away a box of Mississippi State cigars from Honduras and a box of Ole Miss cigars from Honduras. They're both, the value's 300 or 300 plus. It's got all the cool branding and Mississippi State and Ole Miss logo. Beautiful boxes. You open it up and there's even a picture inside the box and even more branding around your cigars. It's beautiful. You can go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, and you can see the boxes on the set today. And we'll tell you how you can enter and win on the other side. And we'll have Matt Anderson from Bocock Brothers Cigars to tell us about the Mississippi State, Ole Miss, LSU, Florida, Missouri, A&M cigars that they're doing around the country. Premium cigars from Honduras. The Bocock Brothers will be in town from Houston, Texas this weekend at Mississippi State. They'll be out in the junction with this M over S, plus the new interlocking MSU/Dak Prescott cigar. That box is signed. It's got Dak Prescott signature. That will be a new rollout in the junction this weekend. That's another really good looking box too. So the Bocock Brothers from Houston, Texas, and all the Tito's guys will be in town in Starkville. Back in a second.
Say, kids, what time is it?
It's 9 a.m. and this ain't no kiddie show. It's the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds.
All aboard!
As Mississippi's #1 morning show rolls on the Zone 105.9 and online at thezone1059.com.
Good morning. Good morning. We are the Out of Bounds Show. ESPN 105.9 The Zone. I'm your host, Bo Bounds. I got straight funk with me. Jay Meadows was eliminated from the Northeast Jackson Kickball League playoffs last night. Not awesome. We're built on winning, and I don't know what to do with that. I'd like to hear from our listeners on the Golden Moon Casino text line. What should we do with Straight Funk after his team was eliminated again?
Bad year.
From the Northeast Jackson Kickball playoffs. The text line is 601-885-3776. And this hour is driven by Total Transportation of Mississippi. Total Transportation of Mississippi. They offer nationwide and regional routes for solo and team drivers. All right, travel the country. Let Total Transportation be your travel agent. All right, competitive pay, paid vacation. Total Transportation of Mississippi. Full benefits, frequent home time. Total Transportation of Mississippi. Weekly pay and monthly bonuses, all powered by Total Transportation of Mississippi. You can apply right here on the front page of the site, totalms.com. totalms.com. Want to welcome you in, say good morning, and hope you're doing well.
Show me the money!
We'll have Matt Anderson coming up next with Bocock Brothers Cigars. We're giving away a couple of boxes. Told you can enter through the text line for a chance to win. 601-885-3776. Are you listening on 105.9 The Zone or streaming? Question 1. Question 2, where are you listening from? And question 3, who in the SEC deserves a victory cigar the most this season? Who in the SEC deserves a victory cigar the most this season? That's how you enter. You could win a box of Mississippi State or Ole Miss cigars, and tell us which box you would like, MSU or Ole Miss. The Bocock brothers will be in Starkville in the Junction this weekend. They'll have not just the M over S, which we have, box with the pinstripes and looks great. They're rolling out the new interlocking MSU Dak Prescott signature cigars in the Junction this weekend as they host Texas. So there you go. I've smoked both. They're really good Honduran cigars, premium cigars. This group's got it going on. And they're also collaborating with, like they've collaborated with AJ Fernandez. And you may not know, but AJ Fernandez is like one of the stars, one of the most talented people. Like I've mentioned Christian Aroa. I mean, these guys are stars in the cigar industry. So that's cool. Ole Miss box, powder blue, M over S, pinstripes, boom, enter, you could win.
Got some competition.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I mean, there's just a bunch of them.
There's a bunch of texts. For example, Josh from the Res says, I'm on the Zone in Flowood. Lane Train needs that cigar while he's saying, show me the money. Ooh, well, let me do that. All right.
You gonna show me the money.
That's what he's saying. He's whispering to Keith Carter every morning.
You gonna show me the money.
And then he's saying this.
Show me the money!
Yeah, he's dancing around his kid. Well, he's already at work, but
Right.
but last night he's dancing around the island and he's just doing this.
Show me the money!
Either Ole Miss is paying me 12 to 14 million, or
Show me the money!
Florida,
Somebody.
Show me the money!
or the New York Giants,
Man.
or the Miami Dolphins.
Show me the money!
All right. So he's going to go from making 9 and change or whatever to 12 to 15 million a year.
Right.
And for at least a minute, if not longer, I think he's going to be the highest paid coach in college football. Of course, depending on like what Kirby and Ryan Day and them do in the playoffs, they may all, re-up in January. But Lane may take that, whether he's an Ole Miss Rebel again or continues to be, or he decides that he's going to go and check out what the Sunshine State or somewhere else has.
You gonna show me the money.
But I'm telling you, watch the NFL. He tried to get into the Raiders deal last January. They went with Pete Carroll, and somebody else was there at the end, and I don't remember who it was. But with Jackson Dart at the New York Football Giants, watch that, and with the Dolphins, watch that. We'll see. So either back at Ole Miss or any number, he's going to have damn near unlimited opportunities.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count the Titans could come up. I mean,
oh, man.
He is now, early on, it just wasn't there. Even in the middle, now he has won so much.
Yeah.
He is on the most extraordinary run in the history of the state as far as winning. Okay? And that even what Vaught did, what W.C. Gordon did, what, Dan did, depending on the years you're picking. But Lane's, it's historic. It's unbelievable.
Incredible.
They don't lose. I mean, they lost last weekend, but he hadn't lost since last year at Florida.
Right.
Which I don't know how many games ago that was, but it's a lot. And so he and a few others are like, they're the big names of the jobs that are going to open up. Mike D doesn't think LSU is going to open up. We'll see. I'm not so sure. They still have several games that they could lose. And A&M going into Baton Rouge this weekend. It's a night game, but LSU cannot seem to get things going. A&M's defense is nasty. Now, we'll see. Marcel Reed can't throw it to LSU all night.
Right.
And we'll kind of see what that looks like. But LSU plays A&M, then Bama, Arkansas at home, Western Kentucky, at Oklahoma. Oklahoma is no longer a layup. They were last year. They're a better. I mean, they still have work to do, but they're much better. And they got some guys on defense. And remember, they lost 6 of their starting wide receivers last year. Or not start, 6 of their. So they basically lost all of their wide receiver room. We're playing some walk-ons, things like that.
Yeah.
A little bit different this year. With Mateer,
right,
is better than Jackson Arnold. Plus, they were down all those receivers, so it just wasn't a recipe, Jackson, for them scoring last year. But they got the defense, and their offense is pretty good, maybe. And Mateer, I would think getting healthier every week with the hand. They threw him in the mix. It didn't work out against Texas. He looked better against South Carolina. Now he's back at home. He hadn't played a home game since he went out for, a few weeks. A neutral site game and then at Columbia. And South Carolina may not be good, but you don't just walk in Columbia and win. And I don't know what somebody asked earlier, what's Shane Beamer going to do? I don't know. Is he going to stay at South? He seems real jumpy.
Yeah.
If I was around Shane, I'd tell him, hey, I wouldn't tell him. I would maybe kid glove recommend you may want to dial it down a little bit in the press conference. But is he going to go to Virginia Tech and where he grew up and where he played and where his dad is a Hall of Fame coach in Blacksburg, Virginia? Do they have they're talking about committing an enormous amount of money, but are they, I mean, I assume they are, but they always tell you don't assume. So what?
Talk is one thing.
That's right. That's right. Kind of like you in kickball.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know real quick, there have been 7 average. That is the average number over the past 5 years. Head coaches fired in the NFL per year. So there are multiple jobs that will come available this year.
So New York, Miami, Tennessee, and I don't know what else.
Maybe Arizona even.
Yeah. And that opens up every 3 years.
Yeah, it does. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's like the Browns and the Jags and the
Colts.
Lions before Dan Campbell. Well, they're winning. All right, Matt Anderson, Bocock Brothers Cigars next. And good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 1059 The Zone. Brought to you by Bocock Brothers Cigars. Handmade in Honduras. BocockBros.com if you want to order some online. Bounds10 is the promo code. Bounds10. Bounds10. We've been talking about the cigars all morning. We're giving away a box of M over S Mississippi State cigars and a box of Ole Miss with the powder blue box. You got the powder blue Ole Miss box. You got the pinstripes M over S for Mississippi State. Delicious premium Honduran cigars. I've smoked plenty of both. And we've had, well over 100, 150 people enter in to win. We thought we'd welcome in Matt Anderson with Bocock Brothers Cigars. And he joins us on ESPN 1059 The Zone. Matt, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Bo. I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Well, I'm great. And I enjoy smoking the cigars, man. They're y'all have done a great job partnering with all these colleges and universities and rolling out branded and licensed premium cigars. Congratulations to you in the business.
Well, I appreciate it. It's been a wild ride, as you probably know. But it's been exciting. We started this a little over a year ago now, where LSU was our first official licensed cigar, and now it's blossomed in. We have 13 officially licensed schools, including, of course, Ole Miss and Mississippi State. So, and we appreciate all your support and what you're doing. Yeah, and we're very excited about this weekend coming up too.
All right, so I think you and Bryant are going to be, or somebody's going to be in town. I know Bryant. I talked to Bryant. He's going to make it. Y'all are rolling out some new Mississippi State cigars with the interlocking MSU, and then there's a Dak Prescott signature on each box. Is that right?
That's correct. So it's the Dak Prescott Signature Series box. We worked closely with Mississippi State, and I'm very familiar with the Mississippi State logo wars that's going on currently. And the interlocking logo was something that I said it has to be on the box. And we not only did it on the top of the box, but we also did it on every label. So every label is going to have the interlocking logo as well. Plus, every cigar is going to have a secondary label that's got the Dak signature on it as well. So
nice.
It's definitely a Dak Prescott Signature Series box. Dak's got a couple of boxes already in Dallas. We've been talking to him. He's going to help promote as well. So he's asking for more boxes. He asked, and I said, well, Dak, this is your cigar. You can have whatever you want. You can get it as many as you want. So we're excited about it. Mississippi State's working in correlation with us. They've been great partners with us. Really roll out the red carpet when we're in town. The last time we were in town was the Starkville Derby. We were sponsors of the Starkville Derby when we unveiled the Ron Polk edition box. That's the M over S pinstripe box that you have there. So excited about Starkville. I don't care what Kenny Dillingham says. There's plenty of hotels in Starkville. We got one. We're ready to roll. We're coming in town.
Oh man, I think I'm going to host y'all Friday night, so we're gonna have some fun. And
Brian will definitely be there early Friday. I might be rolling in a little later, but I'm trying to make it. Maybe we can all have dinner. That would be great.
Cool. All right. Well, Matt Anderson, Bocock Brothers Cigars, and this is a brilliant business model. One, the cigars are really good. They're premium, handmade out of Honduras. And they've got Mississippi State, Ole Miss, LSU, Florida, Missouri, A&M, among other schools that they have partnered with. And they're rolling out the Dak Prescott cigar series, and it'll have the interlocking MSU logo on the box. It does have it. And then they're going to be there in the Junction on Saturday, which is going to be awesome. You can also go to BocockBros.com. Our promo code is Bounds10. And then you can also find these amazing premium cigars at Spring Street Cigars in Jackson, Starkville, Oxford, Hattiesburg, and many other locations. All right, Matt. So the Honduras, I mean, that's what I like. These things aren't Swisher Sweets. I mean, these are premium Honduran cigars that you and Bryant and Doug and the team, and y'all are collaborating with some amazing people like AJ Fernandez, among others. Right. So y'all aren't messing around with the quality of cigar that you're rolling out for MSU, Ole Miss, and other universities. Right?
No, that's correct. And Bryant Bocock is currently in Honduras, and he does a lot of our blending, and we have a lot of sourcing areas that we can tap into. The Bocock name in Honduras is pretty synonymous with cigars, but we've only had a standalone cigar business since 2018. But what we try to do with each school that we do is do something a little different. Nothing's ever going to be cookie cutter. Like similar with the first Mississippi State, the Pinstripe edition, where it was a box press San Andreas wrapper, and this one that we're going to do for DAC is going to be a Sumatra wrapper, Honduran, filler and binder. But yes, very premium cigars. And honestly, that was one of the attractive things that made LSU want to partner with us to begin with, is they didn't want to just partner with some small, not good cigar. They did their research and did their homework on us before we got approved to license and be a partner with them. And that's kind of like, broken down a lot of those walls with a lot of these schools. So, you find us now, we're selling cigars on Mississippi State's campus, LSU's campus. We have approvals for all other, a lot of different schools on doing this. These are a lot of smoke-free campuses that are allowing us to sell cigars. So this is a new revenue model that we're finding for schools that we're kind of tapping into, and we're the only one that's ever done it. So, I think that's an attractive thing for a lot of these schools, that they know that we're going to be a reputable partner, and we're not going to, do anything against their will. We're going to be a really good, responsible steward of their brand.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt Anderson, Bocock Brothers Cigars. You can go to bocockbros.com and order whatever school you want. And the promo code is BOUNDS10, bocockbros.com. We're visiting with Matt Anderson. Bryant and the crew will be in Starkville this weekend with the Texas Longhorns in town. So your school's LSU, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Born and raised in Baton Rouge.
Okay. Did you go to LSU?
Yeah. I went to LSU, yes.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Are y'all going to fire Brian Kelly?
Look, so, 2 losses now. I'm definitely a pessimist as far as a fan goes, but I definitely see 5 losses here. Like, I see a 5-loss season. I understand the buyout being an issue. I heard you with Mike D earlier. Like, I understand that there's a buyout, but I think that this era of college football and the amount of money and the investment that you made into this roster, a 5-loss season is completely unacceptable, and it's the trajectory right now is pointing down, and there's just a real negative feeling around that whole program right now. So I think with 5 losses that I think we're going to be looking for a new coach. That being said, if we squeak one out or we do something and we get to 4,
sure,
definitely 3, he's sticking around. But like I could see where, okay, obviously we make a lot of staff changes. Joe Sloan, being one of them for sure. Yeah, offensive line, coaching, we got to really regroup. I mean, there's a lot of like problem areas that ultimately, in my opinion, it goes to the top. So
yeah,
how is that whole idea and program going to change unless you're changing the top? And there's so many attractive candidates. I know you've been talking about Lane Kiffin all day. Like, obviously, it's a coach that we would love to see in purple and gold.
Matt Anderson, Bocock Brothers Cigars on the Out of Bounds show. Matt, we appreciate it. We'll do it again soon, okay?
Thanks, Bo. Talk to you soon this weekend.
Order them online right now, bocockbros.com, promo code BOUNDS10, bocockbros.com. Promo code BOUNDS10. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. Lunch today brought to you by Martin's in Livingston. Shrimp po' boy, gumbo, ice cold, Bud Light.